Hey there, everyone, and welcome here to the Atlanta Motor Speedway for the Mountain Dew KickStart Energy Cup Series for round number 2 here at Atlanta. As we finally get the rest of the season started on their way here after last week at Daytona, where it was Andy Strickland to capture the checker flag, winning his first Daytona 500 for Zidell Motorsports. As we are here now here at Atlanta at the 1.5 mile speedway. Pretty fast track, really slick too. As we get ready for 65 laps here, almost 100 miles of racing. Get you down to the starting lineup as on your front row, Riley Spurley-Tube and Zachary Fitzwater Sr. There's two Fords on the front row. And behind those guys, we have Carter Friesen, the rookie, and Tony Green in the 4. Ian Canario starts in row 3 alongside Bafo Sacco in the 47. You have Gustavo Rocha, Nick Smith in the 22. Row 5 consists of Philip Parker and Derek Hamill, two Chevys right next to each other. Then you have Gatlin Downey and Tim Randolph. Then you have Connor Hurley and Muhammad Abdullah in row 7. Row number 8, Jay Jefferson and Eddie Riley. Then you have row 9 of Diego Yepez and Eli Bright. Marcus Yepez once again in the 43, followed by Malik Nevins, who fills in for the injured Kevin Warren, and Max Anderson and Maria Valera in the 6. We have Andy Strickland and Joe Jefferson. Andy Strickland, Daytona 500 winner. Behind those guys, Jonathan Buford in row 13 and James Tabilado on his outside. Row 14 is Jeff Bright and Samet Oskin, defending champion. Chauncey Henry Jr., rookie, and Ryan Butcher, row 15. And Alexander Rowe, Raymond Fisher are starting right next to each other. William Brock in the 33 Hulu and Zapatos Amarados in the Camping World Ford. And Hugo Jones, your shootout winner, and Philip Goldberg. James Bowles, Jacob Long starting next to each other. Bowles going to the rear after some changes, along with Dylan Abrahamian. Richard Kinghart starting in row 20. And on the final row, row 21, Nathan Faden, a rookie. Or Nathan Faden, or Faden, I think it is. So race info, 41 cars, 65 laps for 97.5 miles. And of course, your pole sitter is Riley Spurley-Tube. We get ready for the commands here. There they are, everyone's already pulled out on the track. Do their warm-up lap here, coming around to the green. Riley Spurley-Tube captures his first pole of the season. Zachary Fitzwater Sr. on his outside. So already some changes here in the NROPL for season 16, which is next season. There won't be a truck or Xfinity series, as that series will go on hold, mostly because it's time consuming, so we'll only focus on the Cup. Maybe one day we'll go back to trucks and Xfinities, but for now the NROPL will be focusing on the Cup series for next season. As the pace car pulls down pit road, you can already hear the crowds that they're on their feet. Riley Spurley-Tube, Zachary Fitzwater Sr. on the front row. Great flag is out at Atlanta. Carter Friesen, a rookie in the 11, already up to second. As he dives it down in the turn, puts a block on Ian Canario on the 10. Gustavo Rocha right there, and Philip Parker in the 1, also down on the inside. And a really slick and fast track here as they come around the complete lap number 1. It's Riley Spurley-Tube out front. Here comes Ian Canario to the inside. Wasting no time, had a disappointing Daytona 500, and ended up flipping in that race actually. As these guys are 4 wide back here. Nathan Faden and Raymond Fisher on on the apron down there. It looks like they're going to be able to keep it clean. As up front, the 16 Riley Spurley continues to lead. Yeah, these guys are all over the track here, slipping and sliding already. We have some guys near the wall right there. Is 16 continuing up front. I apologize about the frame rate here. Riley Spurley looks like he's going to lead that time by again. Alan Downey in the 23 now looking for second. What a run Downey's having right now. Rookie. Highest running rookie currently. Teammate right behind him. Tony Green now to fourth in that 4 car. Both Sacco trying to follow. Here's Tony Green still for that first win here in the NROPL. Drive a team that been really good with their previous driver, who was Philip Goldberg. Goldberg now driving for Adel Motorsports in the 18. As Tony Green is now with JJ Motorsports in their Ford. I have a challenge for the lead here. Here comes Gatlin Downey in the 23 to the inside with big help from Tony Green. We're going to have our first lead change of the race here. This is 23. I'm really impressed with the run they're having right now. Gatlin Downey Motorsports right there. There goes Tony Green to the inside. Doesn't have the help. Trying to go up and block the 16. 16's not having. He's going to try to cross over here. Downey takes the lead. Going to try to run away from those two battling right behind her. Diego Yepez in fourth. And Ian Canario fifth. Yepez way down on the inside. 3 wide for second. Diego thought better of that, and he's going to kind of hold back right there just a little bit. He had to check up a whole lot to see those guys having a run on the outside of him. There goes Philip Parker, who is also having a good run right now. A lot of guys that I wouldn't expect to be up here is up front right now, including the 23, the 10, well, not really the 10, but like the 95 and all those guys. Two teammates right here, Tony Green and Ian Canario. Both for JJ Motorsports running second and third right now. Fisher looks like he's in the back right there. He was on the apron earlier. Some 3 wide racing back here. Fisher, this is his hometown, who won the Xfinity Series race yesterday. Finally wins in his hometown. Trying to do the same here today. And anything could happen, because if you remember, Fisher nearly went upside down in the Xfinity Series race and ended up winning the race due to this tragedy. Is Darius the 12, Malik Evans returning to the crowd, filling in for Evan Warren, who was injured after that horrible crash yesterday in the Xfinity Series. Evans currently filling in for him right now. See a Daytona 500 champ in the middle of the pack right there. Try to make our way back up front. But we may have a battle for the lead here. As best we do. Tony Green now underneath Gatlin Downey. Tim Renoff in the 17 out of nowhere. He's up here battling for the lead now. Fords are going to go 1 and 2. Diego Yepez is going to try to follow those guys, as that 17 is really looking for that lead. He's right underneath the bumper right there. The rear bumper is here comes Diego Yepez. The 17 shoots down to the inside with a block. And for a possible lead here. There's another lead change. Tim Randolph out front. It's been so long since we've seen him in victory lane. Former champion. Diego Yepez now running second, or trying to get second away from Tony Green. Philip Parker right there behind him. Diego Yepez has a fast Toyota, looks like. Driving the 77 with his teammate Jonathan Buford. Both for BCR Furniture Row Racing. Is out front. Tim Randolph in the 17. As it looks like yellow flag is out. I think I saw the lights. Yes, we do. 78, we're just talking about him. Jonathan Buford is up in the wall and caution is out. And Buford with heavy damage. Looks like he's going to be out of this one early. As caution flag is out. And looks like that's where it happened right there on turn 2. That was a problem for most of the race weekend here. That turn right there. Caution flag is out at the line. It was Tim Randolph in the 17. Looks like these guys are going to come in for their first round of pit stops here. Key strategy is definitely going to be a big play here at Atlanta, as we saw it in the Xfinity Series race. As here they come. See, there's a 78. Here's a 77. Into his pit stop. 17 says their car is pretty fast. They're just a bit free on entry, and they're going to try to change up some adjustments. The 77 says he's way too tight in the center, and they're going to adjust on that car too, along with some tires. As there they are, more drivers out of pit road. Is the 77 Jonathan Buford with heavy damages. He's out of this one. Looks like as everyone's already serviced their ride and is out of pit road there. So let's see who beat him out. Looks like Tim Randolph came in first and left first. So I'm gonna take a look at what the heck happened to that 78 here. As engine. Looks like an engine let loose on the 78 team right there, and lots of oil went down a bit. Looks like he made contact with the 11. 11 was trying to go down to the inside, trying to avoid him. I think everyone was just trying to avoid him here, and there's a lot of oil on the track, so see what happens. See Nathan Faden on the inside right there. He barely got past. Yep, the 14, nowhere to go. It looks like he was trying to get on the brakes and then ran right into the 78. Like I said, there's a lot of oil on the track, and that definitely didn't help with the speed here, as he had nowhere to go. Probably can't believe it. Both their days are done. Another look at it right here. 78. He stayed up high, so I don't think the 78 should be at fault here. As he stayed high, he knew these guys were coming, and then the 14 just nowhere to go, ran right into his rear. Tough break for Joe Jefferson and Jonathan Buford. Another look. See everyone trying to avoid him because they know there's oil, and the 14 was already committed to the outside, so nowhere for him to go. Nothing he can do. But hold on. Thankfully, no other cars were involved. There's 1478. Looks like they're going to be out of this one here. On board Joe Jefferson. Yeah, it looks like the car wouldn't turn on him. I don't know if you can tell, but it looks like the car would barely turn, and that's due to the oil that was on the track. And just went right up into the 78. So 78, 14 are out of the race. There are only 2 cars out of the race. Everyone else is on track. Ford's running 1, 2, and 3 here. As out front, Tim Randolph, Max Anderson, and Zachary Fitzwater Sr. Green flag is back out in Atlanta. Max Anderson wasting no time. Down to the inside he goes. You're going to have Tony or Zachary Fitzwater Sr. following along with Tony Green. Fitzwater Sr. staying with the same team from last season, except he drove 38 last season. As Max Anderson out front, gonna try to pull away from these guys here. Teammates with Nick Smith for Flying Racing. As Max Anderson has a huge lead. The 17 got into the wall. Diego Yepes trying to block all 3 lanes at once. Look at this guy. Yepes showing some muscle here. He's been really fast today. He's been in the top 2 most of the race, top 3. Alexander Rowe in the 31, he runs 3rd. As he's up here. Marcos Yepes in the 43 is also trying to sneak up here in the top 5. Also got a 37, Zayn Abdullah. There goes Alexander Rowe all over the back bumper of the 77. Trying to move him out of the way. There he goes. Marcos Yepes now. He's going to take over 2nd. Ford looking really strong today as Max Anderson has quite a big lead on these guys right there. Anderson, who started in the middle of the pack, I believe. Apparently has the biggest lead we've seen so far today. can see his teammate Nick Smith right outside the top 10. Because Andy Strickland, defending Daytona 500 champion, as he's also having another good run today. Pez trying to get underneath of Tony Green. Looks like his the 19 was trying to get there. The 19 had to check up a bit as he's gonna fall back now to about 5th or so. These two continuing to roll side by side. Look at the 37, or yeah, the 37 of Muhammad. He has a big run down the backstretch right there. He's now gonna help the 19 try to push him here. So 19 is gonna try to make it 3 wide for the second here. The 24 Jeff Bright. Yep, 37 had to check up once again as those guys are going to go around him. Looks like a lot of drivers having to check up as Fitzwater Sr. just kind of the wall right there. A lot of drivers having to check up in the turns at the exit of turn 2. These guys are in the back. There goes Fisher and others. Now, the winner of this race last season, I can't really remember who it was. James Bowles. Let's try on board with him here. James Bowles, who's trying to make his way up front. It was Nick Smith now made his way in the top 10. Nick Smith looking for first win in a long time coming. As his last win I can't remember. It's Max Anderson continuing to run out front here. There's a wicked fast Ford right there for Flying Racing. The team surprisingly did not get a win last season. Hoping to do so here with a new driver. Look at Malik Nevins filling in for Kevin Warren, running here in the top 10. As Nevins, no stranger to the Cup Series here, as he made the chase last season, made the championship round, ended up blowing an engine, and ended up losing the title. So Nevins is no stranger here to the Cup Series, as he's riding right behind the car he drove last season. He's having a really good run for that team. There's Nick Smith. I know he won Martinsville in a couple races last season. I believe Kansas too. Tony Green now looks like he cleared as he's gonna try to run down that 2. That 2 looks like it's gonna be the car to beat, maybe. And what these guys have to hit, however, is a big question. Tony Green looks like he's catching the 2 right there, trying to hunt him down for the lead. Tony Green probably in the best position he's been here in the Cup Series, driving for JJ Motorsports. Has teammates Ian Canario, Joe, and Jay Jefferson. Max Anderson, his teammate is Nick Smith, who's currently 3rd actually. Flying Racing looks like they have a bunch of fast Fords here. There's Malik Nevins now trying to go underneath it too. So while these guys are racing, I want to talk about a few things for next season. Like I said earlier in the race, there won't be an Xfinity and Truck Series next season, so that means anyone could sign up for the Cup Series, even if they were only in the Truck Series this season. One of the reasons is most likely because it is time consuming. As you guys can see, the races are usually a bit far apart. Because Eli Brad in the 88 looking really fast, had a really good run right there down the middle. But yeah, we will be using the 2018 mod for next season, and it's going to be a whole lot of changes, more changes coming. There will be a video about that later. Sign-ups for 2018 season will come mid-season of this season here, so about right before the Daytona race. Right before the next Daytona race, we'll have sign-ups for the 2018 season. So yeah, I'll be making announcements about that as here comes these drivers now coming in for their first service, or for their second round of pit stops here. Looks like the 24 stayed out along with a few other drivers. 33 is in. Max Anderson, he's in. They're gonna add some tape to the grill. Looking for some speed here. Is it Ford? He says he's just a little bit loose off entry. He's gonna add some more adjustments to the car. There goes 95 Philip Parker. Service, and he's out. Looks like the first one out of pit road. Max Anderson once again. Great pit stop for those guys. And they're already out. Looks like the Ford's gonna have to try to chase him down. Has a bit of a distance between them. Philip Parker, William Brock. There's Malik Nevins, Simon Oskin, Alexander Rowe. The rest of these guys. Oh! Phil Saka with heavy front end damage here. See, the hood is kind of up on that 37 Chevy right there. As he's going to come right back in. Tough break for the 37. Must have had contact with someone on pit road. We're going to have to look for someone with rear end damage to see who it was. As you can see, yeah, you can definitely see the damage on the hood. They're going to come in and service that car right away. Try to get it right back out there as soon as possible. As we go back up to the front. And it's the 2 car with the lead. Well, the 43 had the lead at the line, but the 2 car now goes right by him. Marcus Lopez, who's only one and only career win, came at a track similar to this, very similar to this. It was Charlotte winning the Coca-Cola 600, was a really big win for that driver and the team, as they have stuck with him since the first day he stepped in that 43 car, and probably the only driver who's been on one team for the longest. He's been on the one team longer than anyone else who's currently here in the Cup Series. Max Anderson has drove for this team a couple times. As there's a 41 there coming up on Jay Jefferson, I think. William Brock third. He's having a good run. So, there's a 33 and the 4 battling for position right there. William Brock having a really good run in that 33. I think he caught the wall there just a little bit. Only Green forcing him up just a bit right there. Green looking really fast, trying to get back up there and run down that 2 cars. They just caught the 41. The 41 looks like he's a bit slow. He does have rear end damage. You can see it just a bit. That may be careful. That may be who the 37 got into right there. As Tony Green's gonna get held up as William Brock and Philip Parker goes right by him there. We're still Green here. Max Anderson out front. Marcus Lopez trying to chase him down. As on board Lopez here. Lopez still looking for that second win. There's a 37 who they had to take the hood off that car. Everyone trying to get by right now. Fisher to the middle. Carefully trying to get around him there.
Look at the blanket.
Oh, and caution is out. Looks like caution flag is out here. And it may be the debris on the racetrack, as it might be from this 37 here. Yes, it is. There's debris from a 37. You can clearly see why the hood is really messed up right there. These guys are going to come in once again for the 3rd time down pit road. And let's see what happens here.